Huffman to the chamber.
Thank you, Madam
And
Chair.
Councilmember Welly Davis.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Good morning, Madam Assessor. Thank you for your leadership and your willingness to work with us with the BFA committee to share all of this important detail. Two things I would like to highlight. One, I want to go back to the property tax workshops that your office offers, and we've had several in the district. I actually have a certificate for participating in one myself. I just want to bring attention to heirs properties or tangled titles or inherited properties, however it's language at the comptroller's office. If we can make sure that that is highlighted, that is an issue in the city where a lot of folks who are heirs to properties, when it's time for redevelopment from just a, holistic city perspective, that also ties our hands because titles are not clear, one. Secondly, when it's time, it also creates blight in neighborhoods, which overextends the city's resources. And then thirdly, HUD is the only federal agency that does not acknowledge heirs properties. FEMA does, USDA does. So when we are in disaster and a heirs property is impacted by storm, they cannot qualify for repair or reconstruction without a clear title. So I think if we can also, as we advance property tax, just regular homestead exemptions, if we can talk about the heirs property piece, because my brother and I are an heir to a property. I am heir to 50 acres, right? This is something that's deeply personal. I think it will be helpful, and if you can have Ms. Sabrina just share with all of our offices the menu you have around those workshops, I think that would be extremely helpful so we can get that to our residents. Secondly, I just want to highlight that I'm so excited about the payment plan system and what that will allow people to do for their finances, as finances are tight for every household, right? But as we improve our system, so do scammers, and especially with senior citizens and recent news reports about, deeds being taken, property being taken, all of this. They can get a text message. The scam is so good that they believe it's the same. If you can just consider some of those protections, so when our senior citizens, those with disabilities, or just everyday people who are moving quick, that we know what's true and what they need to be on the lookout for, so we don't run into a situation of, I paid my taxes, I thought I did, and now my house is in foreclosure, or it's now being taken by some law firm. So if you can just, if we can make sure that that is at the front of that conversation as well, we'd love to work with you and your team, and I'm sure all of my colleagues would as well. But just thank you for your leadership, your presence today, and this very helpful information.
Thank you, Councilmember Thomas. I'm going to speak to the heir property. So if you're aware of what the county might be doing in that regard, they did a year or so ago, it might be 2 years now, appoint a public probate administrator. And so I have worked with him in a previous life on identifying accounts that were possibly heirship properties. There is a way, it's not 100%, but there is a way to identify some accounts that are, and work with him to find those heirs to work through those property taxes. And so there is an effort on the county side to make sure that we're doing that, but there also needs to be some education around, and I know that there are workshops with the county attorney, with the public probate administrator's office, and we'll get plugged into those on making sure folks understand how to resolve those heirship issues so that they can get a hold of the property taxes. Unfortunately, what I have seen a lot is that you have heirs that are living in the property, and because they are not the owner of record, they are not able to take advantage of all of these things, these homestead exemptions and ways to minimize their property taxes, and they're at risk of losing their property. So, yes, ma'am. Thank you.